Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast that no one asked to return, but we're back almost 3 years later. It happens to be.
Yeah, 3 years, baby.
So welcome back to the Duncecast. We're your dunces, Matt and James.
It has been
Um,
so fucking long since the
yeah.
last episode that my life has taken a full one. Not only am I no longer an alcoholic, but I have no drunken esoteric knowledge to drop in this one.
Yeah, I was looking back. So the first and only episode we have as of now, uh, was uploaded on February 15th of 2022.
Jesus Christ, it has been almost 3 years now.
Yeah. The thing that I did not remember until I popped it on, just to check the date, is I have a disclaimer in the beginning of the episode.
Do you actually?
I do. It is a disclaimer that I even
my
voice, where it says the following podcast is a satirical comedic take on a podcast. None of the statements of the hosts and guests are to be taken seriously.
Yes.
Viewer discretion is
fucking
advised.
yes?
Exactly. We had no guests for the first episode, but I still recorded it that way.
Oh my god. Oh no, it's all a joke. To any FBI agents watching, it's all a joke.
My favorite thing though are the three comments from that, which is yourself saying Robert Golf died for our sins.
He did. He absolutely did.
Which I don't even know. It's been so long. I don't remember what the reference was for that. I know it's in the episode, but I don't remember.
That was the dude that astrally projected himself into heaven, and the FBI got a recording of it, and it got sent to the Vatican Pope vaults.
Yeah, and then there's Baba Booey.
That's my buddy. That's my friend. I told him about the episode.
And I assume this is another friend of yours. The congrats on your first podcast. I'm sure the series is going to be great. Good luck, guys.
No, I have no idea who that is.
Oh, really? Okay, so that's just a rando. All right. Fair enough. Well, thank you then, Pepper Lover 5500. So
Die, you're ugly, and I hope that this series sucks so that you don't get to enjoy it. Don't tell us how to live our fucking lives.
My favorite thing that I'm just seeing now for the first time looking back at it, there are 4 key moments in the episode, at least according to YouTube statistics here.
These titles are fucking insane.
Yeah, 24 minutes, 36 seconds, God's ego death. I don't even know what
that is a fun concept. All 4 of these are just secret esoteric knowledge that I dropped in and over the span of like 7 minutes.
Yeah, 2852, the lost chapters of the Bible, which I distinctly remember bringing that up at least.
Yeah.
Then there's the Book of Enoch, which is literally only 3 seconds later, so I don't even know why it's separate from the lost chapters of the Bible.
That's got to be automated from YouTube.
It has to be. And then there's 31 minutes, 31 seconds, just called The Flood. Which I don't know if that's talking about Old Testament, Noah and the Ark, or if that's some other flood.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
What the fuck were we on in that on that fucking?
I think we were just rolling through the motions of that one.
Jesus.
Because if I remember correctly, I believe you were about 3 drinks in, which you said was like that was your gold zone.
I was definitely that was back when I still drank liquor too. So you have 3. Yeah. That meant 3 in 3 hours of I have this old glass cup that I would drink liquor out of. I still have it. I'm holding it right now.
Okay.
But it was just the perfect size to where you could fill you could pour an entire can of Coke in here and then fill it up the rest of the way with like Jack or Captain or fucking whatever, and it would be just the perfect fucking strength to where you couldn't really taste the liquor, but it got you fucked. It was like the perfect. It's my drink cup, and it's just the perfect size. And I would drink one of those every hour, and it would keep me buzzing at that perfect gold zone for like until like 6 in the morning.
Oh, jeez. Well, you know, obviously, as we have said and laughed over for the last few minutes, a lot has changed for us. So, do you want to sort of start through some of your life changes before we get into some other dumb stuff?
We kind of went over it already. I'm no longer an alcoholic. I haven't streamed in about 2 years,
Yeah.
other than like once. Uh, yeah, that's that's about it. I've just kind of been uh working and playing single player games on Steam. I'm going through fucking Far Cry right now.
Yeah, you said you just beat the third one,
Yeah, I
right?
just 100% in Far Cry 3, and I gotta go back to 2 because 2 is a janky, disgusting mess on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
But there's apparently a mod that fixes it that I couldn't get to work, so I uninstalled the game. But I'm gonna go back and see if I can get that to work, and then I'm gonna fucking blast my ass through 4.
Yeah. Yeah,
It'll
that's
be
the
awesome.
thing. I think the see, I have such a weird history with Far Cry cuz my first Far Cry game is one that should never be anyone's first Far Cry game.
5.
No, Blood Dragon.
Sick. Uh, I might not even play Blood Dragon, honestly. I'm now that I finished 3, I want so badly to go to the other games. I can't bring myself to just play through 3, which is like the exact same game, you know?
Yeah, well, it's like Blood Dragon is also like so bonkers different. Like it's kind of like capturing the same style of humor, but then giving it that weird 80s twist to it. So it's like,
Yeah, that 80s electronica vaporwave type shit.
yeah. Yeah, so it's like it's
I guess not
fun.
vaporwave.
It's just not it's not anything that makes sense if you're playing the rest of the games.
It's nothing necessary to play.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, now with that mod for 2, is that something you'd have to do through another launcher, or is that do they have
Uh,
Steam Workshop for 2 or no?
no, I think it's kind of like something you throw into the game files, the Steam game files, and it just kind of like adds it on.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so I guess so that should be interesting to see if you can get that to work and how that changed the experience of all that.
Yeah, because I've been told that 2 is quite good. It's not 3 or 4 levels good because you know it's earlier on, but it's
Yeah.
quite good, and I want to play it.
Yeah.
I also tried playing 1. Did not know it came out in like fucking 2002.
Yeah, it's isn't that one that one I feel like is very reminiscent of its time.
It absolutely is. I got about 70 minutes into it before I quit and uninstalled it. It is fun. I will admit it is actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
The problem is it is not well made. It's fun in the this game is kind of shit and charming kind of
Hmm.
way, but it's not well like I got in the very beginning. You're trying to like shoot your way onto this like beach wrecked ship and up onto the top deck of it, and then there's like this lifeboat that's hanging off the side that you have to jump into, and that starts a cutscene to bring you to the next part of the game. But I could not, for the life of me, jump into this fucking uh, lifeboat because the controls are so fucking bad. I tried like 15 times and I went, no, okay, I'm done. I exited, uninstalled it, moved on to immediately.
But I'll say, I guess you didn't get too far enough to really know. But was the first one like trying to be really serious? Because I know
Oh God,
I
no.
okay, because like at least from like a marketing standpoint with all the games, it definitely seems like 3 is the one where they're just like, okay, we can kind of go a little crazy, and
Yeah,
then
there's a
after
bit of
that they're
a
like, hey,
serious
crazy works, let's
undertone under
go
it.
hard on 4 and 5.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 1 was stupid and insane, and it was definitely made to be that way.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess yes, that's what you've been up to. I know for myself, I have been doing the lovingly dumb thing of working 4 jobs, for the
Jesus
last
Christ,
year.
dude.
Um, in fact, yeah, actually, this month will be exactly 1 year of me working 4 jobs at a time. So that's been fun, which is why I haven't been uploading nearly as much.
You've been kind of silent on the internet sphere for a while now.
Yeah, like I've been keeping semi up to date with my game reviews and stuff like that on Phoenix Gaming. Um,
Shout out to
yeah.
Chained Together playthrough. Watch it now on the Red Brain channel. Watch it. I'm
Yeah.
in that one. It's great.
Yeah. Um, yeah, Chained Together was brilliant. To finally be able to do something. I'm still working on a Killer Clowns video. I definitely should get it out
Hell yeah.
this month because I had for whatever reason I had a Killer Clowns like one or two sessions with Shark, Deva, and Steven, where it was just like such crazy topics were being brought up that it felt almost as zany as the Chain Together episode, just in like shorter bursts. So that one will at least take a bit more editing to get down properly.
Is there a lot you gotta cut out?
No, there's just
There were a couple of things you had to censor the Chained Together video.
Yeah, there's a couple things I had to censor in Chain Together video. But most the two things I remember having to censor from the Chain Together were like, okay, if I don't censor this, it's gonna bite us in the ass like in 30 seconds of upload or sometime down the road.
New record.
Yeah, no, with the Killer Clowns, there's nothing. There's crazy stuff that gets said, but there's nothing censorable from my memory. It's just weird shenanigans get said. So it's like, I don't know. Once I get into editing, I'll figure out how to pop it all together and make it work. But I do remember playing that session. There were so many times where I was just shaking my head. I'm like, are we playing a video game or is something else going on? Like, what's happening here?
It's not a game, it's an experience.
Yeah.
I remember in the first episode, or at least after the first episode of Duncecast dropped.
Yeah.
I remember you saying after the fact that you wanted this to be more like topic driven.
Yes.
And stuff rather than just shooting the shit kind of thing. Do you have any topics? Because I fucking don't.
I actually do. It's funny you bring that up.
You legend. My man's came prepared.
So I have pretty much two sections for us to do. The first section is more geared towards us in what we talk about something dumb we have each done in our lives recently. And then the second thing is I have looked up I literally typed into Google dumbest and weirdest headlines from this week. And from all those, from all those I've gotten headlines from as far as Switzerland to as close as Maine. So
interesting.
A bunch of weird headlines to get through. But yeah, so for the first part, obviously, it's like, I guess the question for both you and I is, what's one probably extremely stupid thing that we have done recently in our lives that we think we can talk about on this episode?
I am gonna be honest with you. There ain't much that comes to mind immediately for me, just with how busy with work I've been.
There's not anything like dumb at work that you've done that
nothing that I'm legally allowed to talk about.
Yeah, that's fair. With your work, yeah.
I will say I did just yesterday. I drove an hour and a half out to go to a baby shower that I stayed at for maybe 20 minutes.
Okay. What was it? Actually, someone you knew, like baby shower wise, or
it would be funny if I said no, but. Unfortunately, that guy that commented on the first episode, that dude.
Oh, really?
So it was my friend. Yeah, it was his baby shower.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, he's a dad now, and he's getting a divorce soon. So.
Wait, what?
Nah, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, if he's about to have a kid and in the delivery room, the wife's just being like, "I'm getting a divorce. We're getting a
Yeah,
divorce."
yeah. His kid drops while getting handed the fucking divorce papers.
Sir, you've been served.
Would it be better if he got custody or not in that situation? Which one would destroy his life more?
I mean,
Comment down
that
below.
really depends on the man, because it's like if he looks into that child's eyes and loves it at first sight, and to all of a sudden be told, "Hey, yeah, you're not gonna be able to see this child ever again because of divorce," at least I would be devastated. But
Well, yeah, no, definitely, but it could also go the other way. He could be one of them deadbeats that has, with a divorce, no way of supporting a child, gets the child thrown at him, and now he's got another mouth to feed and no money to fucking feed it.
yeah, but that point with the divorce, if the mother is just like, I'm out of here, there's at least court procedures and process to be like, hey, you need to pay child support.
Fair. But
So,
what was the last time you heard of the husband getting fucking child support?
well, it's very rare just because in general with at least in the US with how the court system is, there generally tends to be a bias against men in terms of like custody rights in general. Because there have been plenty of cases where the mom ends up being the one that's abusive or whatever.
There are a
But
lot of cases like that, and
yeah,
they
but
still get custody.
yeah, and that's typically because it's just there's not either a overwhelming evidence to show that the mother is as abusive as she is, or it's a matter of just the judge being extremely biased for one reason or another and just being like, there's no way the mother could do this to her own child. I'm not even considering that argument. So.
I feel like we should we should move on before one of us starts sounding dangerously like an incel.
That's
This
fair.
is getting into some danger territory here.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't need those allegations.
Yeah. That's
I
fair.
ain't beating those.
None of us have children, so not much room to speak on.
I would also like to
Um,
reiterate that my friend is not getting a divorce. That's not actually happening.
yeah.
The baby shower did happen. Everything past that was not actually a thing.
James just divorced himself from the proceedings that evening.
You probably will watch this episode and get very mad at me.
So this is the dumbest thing you've done this week, at least.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think, because the bad thing with me working as much as it is, it's like the days blur together, because I only have a break from, like, a day off every 13 days on average.
Yeah. Every
So,
2 weeks you get a day off.
yeah.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah, so it's very difficult sometimes to remember what's happened recently, as bad as that sounds. Um, what is one thing? There definitely is dumb shit I've done. Oh, yeah, I can remember this one now. Um,
Only me
so
suspense, goddammit.
so there, for those who aren't aware, but it should be very obvious with everything about me. I am very much single.
Yeah, you've made that one known.
um,
Like the 7 people that read your fucking blog.
yeah, from the Quarter Life Crisis blog, it's obvious, but then also from you know, I don't think having 4 jobs and a relationship are sustainable. So, you know.
Well,
there's
no
also
man
that.
was meant to hold 4 jobs at once for as long as you have.
I know.
Like, that already in and of itself isn't fucking healthy.
Yeah, oh, trust me, yeah. Yeah, it's not. But yeah, I do remember there was oh, there was one there's only like one dating app that I'm on, but the dating app is like doesn't bring exactly the like cream of the crop people I'm starting to realize to it.
Well, it's a
Just
dating app.
it's Hinge. You know that one?
Oh,
Yes. Yep.
oh no.
Yeah, that's like the one where it's like people specifically looking for relationships, pretty much.
It's still a dating app, dude. It's not gonna happen. You're
Oh
not gonna
yeah,
find
yeah,
anyone quality on that, man or woman.
yeah. Yeah. But so there was one girl that I matched with. It was about a month ago at this point. Um, and I the opening line after she said this, I should not have continued the conversation at all, but we still talked for like 3 days. Um,
Nice.
she asked me what I was looking for in a relationship, and that's a lot to
I need you
like.
to cook. I need you to clean. I need you to suck my dick on command. I need you to always be naked, except for an apron. That's a very important point. Anytime you're alone in the house,
uh,
non-negotiable.
it's a loaded question. So I think the thing I boiled it down to is I was looking for someone who's intelligent, uh, outgoing, and what was the other thing? I forget the third thing, but the third thing isn't really important at the end of the day. Um, Mainly because of how she responded to the first two.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
so in
Was it bad?
terms, yeah. So in
She's not
terms,
intelligent then.
yeah, in terms of intelligence, she said, "Well, I'm not very intelligent."
Oh, self-report. All right, off
And
to a great start.
I'm like, okay, I'm like, I was taken away from at least like the potential bravery of that statement because most people would be like, yeah, I'm totally smart, and then be dumb as rocks
To have an
when you meet
IQ,
them.
the room temperature of Alaska.
Yeah, but it's like this person was very upfront, being like, yeah, I'm not intelligent, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I'm a
okay,
fucking dumbass. Well, you know what? I
um,
appreciate the honesty.
yeah, but then with outgoing, and this is the kicker. This is the thing where I knew I should have stopped altogether. Um, she said, she's like, I don't believe that a woman should be outgoing. I
What does
believe that's a
that mean?
man's trait.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and for me, just hearing this from a woman saying this, I'm like, huh? Like,
I didn't realize it was off the table for a woman to be like out like fuck what's shit extroverted. That's the word.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, and so
Wow,
I
that bit
was.
would have been really funny if I wasn't stupid as shit.
I mean, we're on the proper podcast for not remembering that stuff.
Oh fuck! I forgot. I forgot. I'm here because I'm dumb.
But yeah, so she said this, and I was like, okay. I'm like, well, that's weird, and I was just like, I think I told her that. I'm like, well, that's weird you say that. I'm like, why do you think that? And she's like, well, I believe, uh, it's a man's job to be a provider. I don't think a woman should earn an income.
I have to do with being outgoing.
I guess it just means like I don't see how having a job is outgoing, but I guess that's her thing or how she defined it.
I
Um,
mean, should have just ghosted her the second she
yeah,
said it. But the
um,
morbid curiosity
I
kept your attention like a
yeah
car crash in slow motion.
yeah I eventually did unmatch with her. But I asked her. I'm like,
Oh,
and
gosh.
this is when I unmatched her. Is I asked her, okay, I'm like, so what are you looking for in a relationship? And she said, I'm looking for someone who has a job, a house, a car,
There it is. There
can
it is.
provide for me and my son, and I'm like, ah, okay, I see
As
what's happening here.
as easy as it would be to immediately go out on a limb and say this person is just looking for somebody to pamper her
Mm-hmm.
because she's lazy and doesn't want to get a job, as easy as it would be to say that, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and say she's one of those rare trad cath wives I've been reading about on Twitter so often.
But it's
she
like,
she was one of the ones that everyone's been talking about.
yeah, but then it's like, and like, I was asking her since she had said that she had a son. I'm like, okay, how are you supporting yourself now?
She had a son. Single
And
mother. All right,
son,
never mind. Fuck the Tradcath bullshit. Yeah, she's just
yeah,
lazy. Never mind.
yeah, yeah.
It
But I
blew
was
my theory right out the water.
yeah, but I was like, how are you supporting yourself now, you and your son? And she told me that she was living with her parents, which okay, that's fine.
Fair enough.
Like if you're not in a relationship with the father, that's fine. And then she said that she is collecting child support from the father. And I was like, okay. I was like,
You should have asked to see her nails the second she said that.
I was like,
Telltale sign.
I'm pretty sure I asked if the father was in the child's life, and she said no.
Mm. Mm.
Which that can be interpreted either way, obviously.
Do I say it? Do I dare? No, not here. No, you wouldn't appreciate it. Never mind. Moving on.
Yeah, but that was just yeah. But
What
it's
race was the kid?
But yeah, so essentially after that, I was just shortly after that whole thing, I was just like, all right, clearly this person is like not ready for a relationship, or at least is not the type of person that I'm seeking in a relationship. So I was just like, all right, bye bye, good luck. So
Fair enough, but you should have been mean. In my humble opinion, you should have told her that she was a lazy sack of shit. That another guy didn't want to fucking spend his life with to raise a child and made her cry. And I think that would have been the morally correct thing for you to do in that situation.
well, the next time I match with a woman like that, I will ship my phone to you so you can do that on my behalf.
I would very much appreciate that.
There we go. All
I'll
right.
make sure she never goes on another dating app again.
All right. So now that we've done that, are you ready for some headlines?
Yeah, fucking hit me with the weird shit.
All right. So our first headline comes from Newry, Maine, which I've never heard of the town of Newry, but okay.
Probably got a population of 7, and at least 2 of them are moose.
Yeah. the
Moosin'.
the headline is Mud, Beer, and Cash. Annual Wife Carrying Championship attracts competitive couples to Maine.
I've actually heard of these before. Yeah, this is a real thing that happens around the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wife carrying competitions. They're actually a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. And it says here more than 30 couples competed in the North American Wife Carrying Championship.
Oh fuck! It was the championship.
Yeah.
In Newry, Maine.
278-yard race, which contestants splash through water, leap over logs, and trudge through mud, all while carrying their partner like a sack of potatoes.
Yep. Yeah, that it's basically just an obstacle course, but you carry your wife on your back.
Yeah. Of course, I love the person who wrote this article, Robert Bucati. I hope
Robert Golf?
Right. No.
He's back! He's back from the dead!
He's alive!
I knew he would be!
It says here that I love when he starts this. The sport's origin story isn't politically correct.
I would hope not. It's hillbilly shit.
It says it's based on a 19th century Finnish legend involving a man known as Ronkainen the Robber, whose
Probably
gang...
pronounced wrong.
No, definitely pronounced wrong. Whose gang was known to pillage villages and carry away the women, according to one of the explanations included on the website wife-carrying.org, which I didn't see that part of the article. There's a website called wife-carrying.org.
Yeah, that's something to type into the fucking Google machine.
Yeah. And it says here traditionally the Finnish event featured male competitors carrying women. On Saturday, competing couples didn't have to be married, which that seems like a red flag already. Um, Nor did they have to be a man and a woman, which whatever. But the married
Ew,
part,
gross. Same-sex marriage. Yuck.
yeah. I do love how looking at this, the main like image for the article is a man and wife dressed as Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl,
Nice.
which I'm
Base.
like brilliant,
Awesome.
beautiful. Um, so
You
yeah,
know, a
that's
sport that was based around like Viking kidnappings is not
mhm.
something I thought I needed in my life, but this makes my life a little more whole.
Just a little bit. All right. So the next thing, um, is another American story. But this time
Awesome.
we are heading all the
Keep it
way
close
to
to home.
Vermont.
All right, down the street. Down the street from the last one.
Yeah. The title reads Woman pleads guilty to trying to smuggle 29 turtles across a Vermont lake into Canada by kayak.
Is it is that illegal? Is it illegal to bring turtles into Canada? Is that like a specific thing, or is it just like
In this
wildlife?
situation it is. Because as the article states, a woman from China pleaded guilty on
It's always
Friday.
fucking Chinese with the goddamn wildlife.
Pleaded guilty on Friday to attempting to smuggle 29 eastern box turtles, a protected species, across a Vermont lake into Canada by kayak.
Yeah, there it is. All right, it's a protected species. Got to keep it in its own ecosystem. That's what makes it illegal. All right, fine. I get it.
Yeah.
Whatever. The
Yeah.
fucking turtles roam free.
Yeah. I love here. Uh, Agents had been notified by Royal Canadian Mounted Police that
Ah,
two
the
other
Mounties.
people, exactly, two other people, including a man who was believed to be her husband, had started to paddle an inflatable watercraft from the Canadian side of the lake toward the United States, according to court documents.
Well, they had a whole fucking operation on this one. Okay, they've been
Yeah.
planning it for months.
Oh, and okay, this is where it gets messed up. Like, um, the agents searched her heavy duffel bag and found 29 live eastern box turtles individually wrapped in socks.
Gotta keep them warm somehow.
The eastern box turtles are known to be sold on the Chinese black market for $1,000 each.
Oh fuck. Okay.
So
All right. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
that's where it is.
That would have been $29,000. Dollary
And,
dues right in the pocket.
yeah. So it says here her cell phone was seized, and a search by law enforcement found communications showing that she tried to smuggle the turtles into Canada so that they could eventually be sold for a profit in Hong Kong.
They would. They were gonna eat those turtles.
Either eat or medicinal. You never know.
They were gonna eat the
Um,
fucking turtles, dude.
and it says here she is scheduled to be sentenced in December and faces up to 10 years in prison and a fine of up to $250,000.
Yeah, let's up those numbers. I don't want anybody eating turtles from China to be, doing that kind of shit with our goddamn wildlife. Put her in fucking jail for life. Fuck her.
I mean,
My
she's
fucking turtles.
41. I mean,
All right, so half a life then. Whatever.
yeah. So, well, yeah. So let's see. Moving on to the next one. This one we are going across the pond to the BBC to the UK.
Gross. Ew. Yucky.
This article reads BBC weather app predicts hurricane force winds in London and 400 degrees Celsius in Nottingham after glitch.
400 degrees Celsius?
Yes, that's what it says. And it says
Oh,
here.
glitch. Oh, glitch. Okay.
Yeah, glitch. It says The BBC has apologized to users after its weather app mistakenly showed forecasts for hurricane force winds near London and temperatures over 400 degrees Celsius in Nottingham.
Can you imagine like waking up in the morning, getting ready to go to work, and the first you like, oh yeah, let me just check my phone real quick. Let me see what the weather's gonna look like today. Oh, look at that! I'm gonna be boiled alive in a hurricane.
Yeah. Yeah, I do love this. Uh they who is this? Simon King, who's a BBC weather presenter and meteorologist, um posted on X, aka Twitter.
Call it X. Nobody calls it X.
I mean they only refer to it as X in the
Yeah,
article.
they legally have to.
Yeah, I know. Said, be assured there won't be, was this 14,408 mile per hour winds, hurricane force winds, or overnight temperatures of 404 degrees Celsius is being looked at and hopefully sorted ASAP.
That's the kind of shit that would blow you off the face of the earth. Like right in the stratosphere.
Yeah.
You'll start boiling alive on the surface, but only long enough to be fucking blasted off into the stratosphere to freeze. You'll go through every stage of shock within like 10 seconds, and then shatter upon impact when you fall back to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is definitely a weird thing. And all these like system glitches for them were happening at the same time when Hurricane Milton was hitting Florida.
Oh God, it got all the way across the ocean. It got bigger.
Sir, we have a hurricane. Where? London? What? Yes.
Excuse me? How? And has there ever been a hurricane in England? I mean, I would imagine so. It's a fucking island, but
probably.
When's the last time you heard of a hurricane destroying England?
Yeah, but there's probably not that much warm water around the UK.
True, but it could always blow up from fucking Spain.
Yeah, it would be a matter of having something that like starts off the Iberian coast.
Yeah, like right off the coast of Portugal, it forms down like near the edge of the Mediterranean, and then blows all the way up towards fucking London. Like we've had hurricanes down here that fucking go farther than that, so I don't think it's a stretch of the imagination.
Yeah,
but the weather in England is already so poo-poo dookie. It probably would be blown off course immediately.
Yeah.
Don't look that up. I'm basing that information off of literally nothing. Just take my word for it. Believe it wholeheartedly. Tell your friends. Spread that misinformation to everyone you know.
Alright, so going over to the next article. We're staying in Europe for this one. But we are going to Switzerland.
Okay, I'm fine with that one.
It says here, Swiss court rules workers must clock out for bathroom breaks.
No.
Says here, a court in Switzerland where time is money for its famed watchmaking industry has ruled that a dial manufacturer... yeah. It has ruled that a dial manufacturer was justified in telling workers if you need a bathroom break, clock out and take it on your own time.
Europe is fucked, dude. You already know that's about to spread throughout the entirety of the EU. And the second it does that, all the companies in America are going to look at that and be like, our court systems are even more corrupt than theirs are. We could get this going too.
Yeah.
And then we're all fucked. Now we're living in a dystopian future. You can't even get paid to shit on company time. We're going to have to get rid of the whole boss makes a dollar, I make a dime rhyme. I like that rhyme. That's a fun rhyme and it's true.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to get rid of it.
Yeah, it says here, word of the clock-out requirement leaked to labor inspectors on a site visit during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2021, which was delivered, according to the ruling, which was delivered in June, but made public late last month. They subsequently ordered the company to end the practice, alleging a violation of federal labor law that protects workers' personal needs, and arguing that it could cause workers to hold it in or not hydrate, which could lead to serious physiological disorders, the ruling said. Let's see.
Can I just like point out the fact that there's probably a pun in there somewhere about a watch company being forced to clock out to take a shit.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's so weird. Like, it even says here, the court said that while Swiss law was clear on issues like the hygiene of restrooms and the rights of company leaders to make decisions suited to the specific needs of their business, a loophole remains when it comes to bathroom breaks, a hint that lawmakers might need to intervene to fill it. It says, in its ruling, the court wrote that Swiss law does not mention the right of employees to go to the toilet, even though it is a basic physiological need.
Oh, step lawyer, fill my loophole.
So, yeah, it seems wild. But
Maybe we should actually get a fucking hurricane over in Europe. That might fix some problems.
it might wake them up a little bit.
Yeah, 400 degrees Celsius, 14,000 miles an hour wind. Let's just get that over there. Complete humanity restart on that whole continent. Let's just get it going, please. They're in desperate need.
Yeah. All right, for this next article, we are heading back to the U.S.
Back stateside, finally.
Specifically, the West Coast.
Oh, gross. No, let's go back to Europe.
And this article from California.
Oh,
says,
no.
I know, it keeps getting worse.
Every single one is just worse than the last.
Yeah. It says here, crash covers California highway in sweet potatoes.
Cool.
And there was apparently a crash on Highway 99 that caused an hours-long traffic jam. And, of course, the article writer had to put here traffic yam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
When one of the vehicles lost its load of sweet potatoes into the roadway.
When you said we were going to California for this one, I was expecting something wacky and zany and probably politically stupid. But no, it's just sweet potatoes on the highway.
Yeah, it's just sweet potatoes.
All right, a little feel-good story.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, a little
anything that slightly inconveniences people in California is a win in my book.
Yeah. Now, this next article, which is the last one that I have lined up for us this evening, is a weird one, but it has some heart to it, in my opinion, at least.
Oh, good! Another feel-good story.
And this time
levity.
This time we're going to Las Vegas.
There's a feel-good story in Las Vegas? Nothing good happens in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
There's nothing wholesome there. Haven't you ever played New Vegas? Come on.
Yeah. It says here, Las Vegas man climbs the height of Everest in his own home.
What, like on a Stairmaster or something?
Here it goes in more details. So it says, a Las Vegas man spent nearly 23 hours going up and down the stairs in his home to break the Guinness World Record for the fastest time to ascend and descend the height of Mount Everest on stairs.
Well, it's not the worst and most stupid Guinness record I've ever fucking heard of, but I mean, come on. Just walking upstairs, bro.
Yeah, it says he had to climb a distance of 29,031 feet and 5.5 inches on the stairs in his home to match the height of the world's tallest mountain.
Gotta get those inches in there.
Yeah. It said here, he live streamed his attempt on YouTube, finishing after 22 hours, 57 minutes, and 2 seconds.
Hey guys, I'm doing a 24-hour stream. We're not going to be playing any games. It's not going to be like a hot tub stream or anything like that. No, we will be walking upstairs for the entirety of it. That's it. All donations will go to me and my inevitable knee surgery.
Well, and here comes the wholesome part of it. He said, I decided to break this record because nobody has done this before, not from sea level anyway. The guy's name is Greasley.
All right,
Greasley
that.
told.
I'll never forgive you for not bringing that up immediately. That's a wonderful. I wish I was named fucking Greasley.
Greasley. That's what he told Guinness World Records. He said, I wanted to raise money for suicide prevention, so I figured I would combine these two goals into one major goal. Now, here's the thing that threw me for a loop. It says, we were nearing the end of COVID-19, and I was having a lot of mental problems and issues, which is why this charity is very close to my heart.
This was fucking everybody.
Yeah. And then it says Greasley added in some of his own rules during the attempt, including never touching the banister while on the stairs, since you wouldn't have had that on Everest.
He mentally prepared himself to make sure that for 22 and a half hours he never once touched the railing.
Yes.
All right, that's impressive. I'll give him that. That's kind of impressive. I've tried doing shit similar to that for like 5 minutes, and it's not easy. I mean, my brain wanders, but like still, 22 and a half hours making sure you never touch the fucking railing. No support, nothing to lean on, just walking up, walking down.
Yeah, it's to me it's like that part of it alone is like takes it, cuz like I could see myself like leaning up against the wall or the railing after just an hour of doing that.
What the fuck did they talk about the entirety of the stream? Like, it definitely wasn't just him silently walking up and down the entire time. He had to have said something during that, talk to the audience at some point. Like, what was he saying for 22 hours?
Yeah, I have no idea. But
I want to know what kind of topics of discussion came up.
Yeah, I know on the article they link to his video, but it's where he took the whole stream and sped it up 12 times. So it's just marked as climbing Mount Everest in 35 minutes.
Nice.
So,
and the Guinness Book of World Records took that. That's a record right there. You want to beat that, you have to climb the actual Mount Everest in under 35 minutes. Good luck. There was no editing to that video. None at all. He actually did it in 30 minutes.
He was just that fast.
There is some poor tour guide on top of Mount Everest that ordered a pizza and it needs to be there in 30 minutes or less. Get this fucking man on the job. He'll get you that pizza. And you will pay for it. So help me God.
Oh, yeah. Well, that is all the articles that I have for us today.
Matt, I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
Don't hate me.
Mm-hmm.
Those articles sucked.
I mean, yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more juice, because, like, I know there was, like, the Fat Bear Week, but I was like, people have already, that's a bit older and stuff like that.
Fuck is the Fat Bear Week?
You don't know about Fat Bear Week?
No.
Okay, I need to explain to you Fat Bear Week. So Fat Bear Week is a week of voting that I believe it's an Alaskan wildlife like organization does, where they have multiple like cameras set up all over the protected area they take care of, and the entire job of all those cameras is just track the bears and other wildlife. So for Fat Bear Week, people are asked to vote on who they think is the fattest bear in that area, right before hibernation. So people get to vote on which bear they think is the fattest based on how they look.
And that right there was big enough and relevant enough in the online sphere for you to say that it was too mainstream to bring up on the podcast.
We're not mainstream. It's just it was something that happened like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, I don't know, like, because at least one of the new shows that I watch, it's like they brought it up, because there was a whole controversy over, what was it, one of the bears, or no, two of the bears who were in the competition got into a fight about a week before voting began, or something like that, and the one bear drowned the other bear.
Hey, yeah, that's what I'm telling you. He was the fattest.
Yeah.
He wasn't gonna let this other fucking bear outshine him. He used that extra bit of weight to his advantage and drowned that man's.
Yeah, but then the bear that ended up winning, uh from what I understand, it was a bit of a payback, because the bear that won uh
The
beat
bear that
out
won was the one that was drowned. He came back from the dead like Jesus Christ and beat the other one into submission. The one that drowned him. He went back for seconds and he won that fight. And because he won, it was like an underdog story. And everybody online went, "Yo!" and voted for him. And then he won. he won. That's what happened. I don't care about whatever story you were about to say. That's my headcanon now.
that's your headcanon?
Yeah, don't undermine it. It has to be true now.
Fair enough. I will leave your headcanon at that.
It must remain intact.
Alright. Well, I think that'll be it, unless you have anything you wanna send us off with.
I don't prepare things.
Alright. Well, that'll be it for Duncecast episode 2. So, hopefully it will not take another 2.5 years for us to put the third episode.
Not only did it take 3 fucking years, but we were planning to record this a month ago.
Yeah. Our planning is not the greatest.
We still could. It's like God himself was conspiring against us to keep this from coming out.
Yeah, God did not want this podcast to come back.
Not after the Lost episode 2.
Yeah, the Lost episode 2. Which,
Even he's afraid of that happening again.
Yeah, he saw that and he's like, not today. Do something else.
Yeah, this one's canceled. Go do something better with your lives. Oh, BB.
Yeah. Be productive. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, thank you everyone for watching. We will see you guys when we see you. Adios.
Ugh.